It is with profound joy that I join you this afternoon during the official opening of the third session of the Third County Assembly of Marsabit. As you will recall, I addressed this assembly on the 4th of October 2022 during its inaugural sitting following the general elections held on the 9th of August 2022. It is exactly 18 months and 10 days since then, and I am most grateful for the honor and privilege of addressing you once again as you begin the third session. I thank the Almighty God for all his daily guidance, for the peace in our county, and indeed for all the blessings and favors he has bestowed upon us since our last meeting in this chamber. Honorable Speaker, I will use this opportunity to update this House and the honorable members and the people of Marsabit on the state of the county in accordance with Article 183, subsection 3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Section 30, subsection 2 of the County Assembly of the County Government Act 2012. So this afternoon, through the State of the County Address, I will highlight the achievements and progress we have made in pursuing the critical mission of the County Government of Marsabit. I will also outline the challenges we have encountered, our plans for the future, and opportunities available for us in moving our county forward during the coming months and beyond. Honorable Speaker, before I share with you the progress that we have so far made in discharging the responsibilities entrusted to us by the people of Marsabit, allow me to acknowledge the critical role this assembly has played in enabling us to discharge those responsibilities. Over the past 18 months, we have forwarded to this assembly a raft of proposed legislations, including 2 finance bills and a total of 35 nominees seeking the approval of this House. The assembly has always acted with requisite speed and effectively discharged its roles, thereby enabling us to execute our programs. I must commend you, Honorable Speaker, for your wise stewardship and this assembly for continuously rising above all forms of partisanship. I sincerely thank the honorable members of this assembly for their unwavering support for their government and their fidelity to the common aspiration of our people. Honorable Speaker, allow me to quickly add here that my appreciation of this assembly support does not mean that there has never been a friction between the county assembly and the county executive, or between the honorable members of the county assembly and I as the governor. In fact, it will be naive for anyone to expect that great work can only be done when those working together are always in agreement over everything, every time. Quite often, great corporations and optimal results are products of previous conflicts and frictions between people working together. I must admit we have had our fair share of frictions. We have even witnessed a period of standoff over issues. But I am glad that we were able to soldier on and have always remained awake to the fact that without our cooperation and mutual goodwill, we will fail our people. Mr. Speaker, in my address to this assembly 18 months ago, I outlined the plans I intended to pursue during my second term as your governor. I now wish to highlight the progress we have so far made in key areas. Mr. Speaker, I made a pledge to improve road infrastructure and increase road network in Marsabit according to resources available. When I addressed this assembly during its inaugural sitting in October 2022, I informed the honorable members of our ongoing project to upgrade 4.5 kilometers of Moyale Town roads to bitumen standard. As at that time, I reported that the physical progress of the project stood at about 25%, with about 1.7 kilometers already tarmacked. I am happy to report that the remaining 2.8 kilometers out of the planned 4.5 kilometers has been completed, bringing the physical progress of the project to 80%. In other words, the tarmac has been completed, and we are left with the construction of drainage systems and other auxiliary work, which we expect to complete within this financial year, constituting 20%. In the last 1 year, we have upgraded 90 kilometers of roads to gravel compacted standard. Out of this is the 37 kilometer of Mount Kulal Road, where the county government gravelled 30 kilometers, while the Turkana Wind Power project supported us in improving the remaining 7 kilometers of the road section. Our plan is to gravel a total of 250 kilometers by end of the current financial year. During the same period, we have rehabilitated Laisamis airstrip while improving 10 kilometers of urban and rural road network through grading and graveling under the emergency flood response project. Equally, we have gravelled 13 kilometers of Sololo Uran Road with major drainage structures already installed, while major flood control works that we initiated in Gurnet, Bori, and Godoma Didiko were embarked and completed. Honorable Speaker, during my address in October 2022, I also informed this House that in partnership with European Union and French Development Agency, we secured funding under climate-proof rural roads program in arid and semi-arid lands to upgrade road network in our county. I am happy to report that the project is currently at procurement stage and is expected to commence soon. And this is attributed to the normal procedures of donor-funded programs. The consultant team are engaging the Department of Roads for planning and execution of these projects and capacity building of technical staff within the department. We intend to direct the funding to improve road networks in the following areas as already stated. Number 1, upgrading of Loglogo Core Road to gravel standard. Upgrading of Manyatajilo to Gororukwesa through Boruharo Shauriako to bitumen standard, Saku constituency. Tarmacking of road section in Marsabit town from the old slaughterhouse to Saku Primary through the old cemetery to Gove Hotel. Upgrading of Sololo town to Mado Adi Wayegoda Road to gravel compacted standard. Upgrading of Sololo Uran to bitumen standard. Upgrading of Burgabo Huri Hills Road to gravel compacted standard. Mr. Speaker, I pledge to intensify our efforts to transform healthcare services in Marsabit. Our focus in health has always been on improving the quality of our health services while making it more affordable, accessible, and responsive to the needs of our people. We have remained committed on strengthening human resource capacity for health service delivery, increasing the number of health facilities, and enhancing diagnostic and maternity services across the county. Since my last address to this assembly, 2 of our key projects that were ongoing have been completed. I am happy to report that Marsabit Medical Training College has been completed with a cumulative investment of Kenya shillings 200 million to construct the tuition block and further equipping it at 50 million Kenya shillings, which has been done to standard. We have handed over the college, the Marsabit Medical Training College, to the board of Kenya Medical Training College, since it's a national government program, so that they will be able to take it up and run as other colleges in the country. The board has already posted a director to the college, and admission process for students have commenced. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the admission and training will initially be limited to a few courses, since medical training regulations require the hospital hosting the college to meet certain requirements, including hospitals, physical infrastructure, and bed capacity, among others. We are currently awaiting the final report on our capacity assessment, and we intend to undertake all necessary capacity improvements so that Marsabit children get meaningful medical training within Marsabit. I will count on your continued support whenever is necessary, Mr. Speaker. We have also completed the construction of Sololo Level 4 Hospital, which was started in the year 2019, in line with our endeavor to improve access to health services for our people. Until its completion, we have invested slightly over Kenya shillings 400 million in the hospital, all of which was from our own county funding over the years. The hospital will have a 100-bed capacity, ICU, HDU, an outpatient wing, theater emergency and casualty department, surgical and medical ward, CT scan, and X-ray, as well as a renal center with dialysis machine. The total cost for the procurement and installation of state-of-the-art equipment was estimated at Kenya shillings 300 million. We are most grateful, Mr. Speaker, to our President, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, who came to our support in provision of all the necessary equipment from the national government kitty. The task of procurement and installation of equipment was given to the Kenya Defense Forces, and we have no doubt that the work will be undertaken with the military efficiency and thoroughness for which our KDF is known for. While on the issue of KDF, and on a very sad note, honorable members, you are aware that last week we witnessed a tragic plane crash that claimed the lives of the Chief of Defense Forces, General Francis Ogola, and Captain Mohammed Sora, a son of Marsabit, together with 8 senior KDF officers. The death of the 10 officers was indeed a grievous loss to our country. Even though his reign at the top lasted less than a year, General Ogola's leadership was expected to profoundly impact Kenya's military establishment. Even before his appointment as the CDF, the late general has established an admirable fame as a man of impeccable integrity, a soldier of unquestionable loyalty, and a leader with unassailable character. As we condole with our nation and families of the departed officers, we pray that the President will find a suitable replacement to the departed Chief of Defense Forces. Honorable Speaker, we have continuously increased human resource capacity across all cadres. Between 2017 to 2023, we increased human resource in the health sector by over 700 personnel. As of the beginning of this year, Marsabit has the highest number of community health assistants in Kenya at 245, and all of whom were employed in the last 6 years. In this financial year, we initiated mass human resource recruitment for health sector, especially in view of the completed Sololo Level 4 Hospital, as well as to address existing gaps across the county. Currently, the County Public Service Board is in the final stages of recruitment and deployment of over 200 health professionals. In terms of other health indicators, the recently released Kenya Demographic and Health Survey for the year 2022 showed a great improvement when compared to the previous Kenya Demographic and Health Survey of 2014. Let me highlight a few indicators. The skilled birth attendance in our county improved from 26% in that year to 75% in the year 2022. The maternity units increased from 26 to 96. As per the 2014 report, Marsabit County was one of the counties with highest burden of maternal mortality rate at 1,127 deaths per 100,000 births. The rate is now down to 327 deaths per 100,000 births as compared to the 1,127 in that particular year. Equally, facility-based maternal mortality reduced from 12 in 2017 to 4 as at 2022. Immunization coverage in Marsabit improved from 60.3% to 68% over the period covered by the two reports, while functional health units increased from 80 in that year to 115 among other health indicators. Honorable members, one of the least spoken health issues in Marsabit is that of HIV and AIDS prevalence. Whilst the HIV prevalence rate in Marsabit is about 0.7% against the national average of 4.5%, the sad news is that mother-to-child transmission rate for Marsabit stands at 9.4%, which is higher than the national average of 8.9% and much higher than WHO recommendations of less than 5%. However, I am happy to report that we have been giving due attention to this area as well. Whilst Kenya plans to end HIV in children by 2027, we intend to do so before then. Over the last 2 years, honorable members, we have been undertaking rigorous exercise towards the prevention of mother-to-child HIV transmission. So far, out of the total number of identified cases of HIV among the pregnant mothers, 95% have been on management to prevent transmission to child. I am happy that our effort is paying off. From 2021, we have put on treatment a number of children in Marsabit born to positive mothers, and together with our partners, FHI and Red Cross, we monitor them for 2 years, testing them every 6 months. Just this year, for the first time in Marsabit, we celebrated our success in preventing mother-to-child transmission when 73 children born to positive mothers all tested negative and were declared HIV-free, Mr. Speaker. I must say I am proud about my health team as your governor, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, whilst this is a positive news, there are other sad news in as far as HIV infection is concerned. There is an emerging trend of increased HIV infection among the least expected group. The teenagers in Marsabit are getting infected at an alarming rate, and no matter, and to make the matters worse, the stigma is so high among this age group that they do not seek medical attention. Whilst we intensify our efforts to sensitize people on HIV and especially on the emerging trend, this should be a matter of concern, not only to the county government and the honorable members of this house, but to every parent and residents of Marsabit. Honorable members, we have sustained our efforts to make education and training services affordable and more accessible to more people in Marsabit. I will highlight our achievement in this sector in the past 18 months. Number one, we recruited 100 ECDE teachers, 85 ECDE certificate holders at Job Group G, and 15 ECD diploma holders at Job Group H. Secondly, we placed 315 serving ECD teachers on permanent and pensionable terms. Third, we promoted a total of 315 ECD teachers to higher job group. This includes 3 ECD graduate teachers promoted from Job Group H to K, 66 diploma teachers from Job Group F to H, and 246 certificate holders from Job Group E to Job Group G. Fourth, we supported 3,912 high school students joining Form 1, paying full fees for the whole year, and another 402 VTC trainees. In total, over 4,300 Marsabit students were supported since last year. Across the county, over 21,200 ECD learners are on county-supported school meals program. We trained 262 ECD teachers, and 16 ECD officers were trained on the competence-based curriculum. We have procured and distributed at least 60 digital curriculums across the county. All ECD centers in Kargi, Saudor, Golbo, Obu, Sololo, Sagante, Jaldesa, Township, Nordhor, Turbi, Bubisa, and Central Wards, totaling to 124 centers, benefited from distribution of CBC teaching learning materials. Honorable members, we have constructed 30 ECD classrooms, 36 double-door pit latrines, 5 kitchen and stores, and assembled 6 unihuts for mobile schools over a period of 18 months. Honorable members, we have improved access to water in Marsabit, both for domestic and livestock use. Both Marsabit Water Policy and Marsabit Water Sewerage Act 2018 are in place and operational, and Marsabit Water and Sewerage Company, Marwasco, has been revitalized. We have completed the upgrading of Bakuli 3 Dam to Bakuli 4 Dam, increasing water storage capacity from 1 million liters to about 3 million liters. To accomplish this, and together with our partners, we have invested about 700 million for upgrading 8 kilometers piping system and improvement of water storage capacity by threefold. We have expanded and rehabilitated pipeline infrastructure and connecting over 2,000 households within the major urban centers. Whilst we have already had or constructed 80 number boreholes and several mid-sized dams in Marsabit from 2017 to 2023, we are doing additional 16 boreholes this year. And to name a few, 1 in Kituruni, Karare Ward, 2 in North Hor, 3 in Golbo, 4 in Obu, and 3 in Sagante Jaldesa Ward, among others. Stormwater drain management and flood mitigation project in Sololo Dam is ongoing, while the expansion of Ramata Dam from 30,000 cubic meters to 60,000 cubic meter is set to commence in May. In Saku, we drilled a borehole at Kubidibayu and another at Kubibagasa, while pipeline extension by about 30 kilometers within Marsabit town has been completed, and the Kubidibayu borehole is set to be opened this coming Saturday, honorable members. Through public-private partnership, we completed instrumentation of 40 major boreholes across Marsabit County with new generation sensors for groundwater monitoring installed. And at this juncture, I must acknowledge the support of World Bank towards achieving this goal. Honorable members, in agriculture, livestock, and fisheries, our overall goal is to create a food-secure county, increase household incomes, and achieve sustainable economic prosperity. Our aim is to increase crop production and productivity by providing high-quality seeds and support services. We also aim to increase livestock production and productivity in Marsabit, safeguard livestock health, and promote trade in livestock and livestock products. Equally, increasing sustainable fish production for subsistence and commercial utilization is an objective I intend to realize during this second term in office. In pursuit of these goals, we have the following milestone, Mr. Speaker. Through the support of the State Department of Crop Development, we have done crop farmers, pastoralists, and fisher folks registration, and we have profiled 58,048 farmers in Marsabit County. We supported farmers with a total of 28 tons of assorted certified crop seeds, 1,475 liters of assorted insecticides, and subsidized tractor plowing services, reaching over 30,000 out of the 58,048 farmers profiled, while over 2,200 acres of land plowed and prepared for these farmers. During the same period, honorable members, we have identified a total of 2,856 farmers for sunflower oil production across the county, and we intend to provide them with certified seeds between March and May. This is an ongoing process which we hope to conclude by end of May. Since July 2023 to date, we have undertaken livestock vaccination, deworming, and supportive treatment 3 times all over the county, reaching over 1 million livestock and benefiting over 300 households countywide. We have purchased and distributed pasture seeds totaling to over 3,000 kilograms while establishing hay reserves in Sagate Jaldesa and Kalacha wards. Kalacha in Maikana ward. Further, in the livestock sector, a plan to establish modern livestock feedlot in Walda at the cost of 2.75 billion is underway through the cooperation of the county government and ENDA. The county has signed an MOU with ENDA to implement that huge project at Walda that aims to cushion our people from perennial loss of livelihood through recurring droughts. The project entails mega dams, 5 boreholes, fodder production and feedlots, livestock breeding, crop development, environmental conservation, market linkages, research and development, among others. The proposed project presents a comprehensive solution that can address both immediate challenges and long-term sustainability in livestock by offering consistent access to quality feed, improve livestock productivity, while mitigating the impact of droughts. Mr. Speaker, in recognition of mutual collaboration and partnership, has also envisaged in the Sustainable Development Goals, revitalize the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development. The county government of Marsabit has partnered with many international organizations, regional bodies, and embassies to collaboratively address the challenges affecting our people. And their programs are in all sectors of our county. Only this afternoon, honorable members, I received a courtesy call from the ambassador for Netherlands, whom we have signed MOU to implement projects on unlocking potentials of Lake Turkana at euro 10 million euros. Blue economy is a huge potential for the county and the pathway to the poverty alleviation and enhancing food security in the region. His Excellency the Ambassador enumerated several potential projects which were in tray, either wholly funded by the Dutch Embassy or through European Union, which Netherlands is a major contributor. The projects are, among others, Range, Climate Justice Program, Reversing the Flow, and Countering Violent Extremism. And as you very well know, honorable members, the European Union has been supporting us through our peace initiative, especially through an NGO by the name Interpeace, which has seen us through when we had the most barbaric skirmishes within our county, and we are forever indebted. Some of these programs, which were enumerated this afternoon, include 50 million euros between the counties of Marsabit, Samburu, and Isiolo. For Lake Turkana is 10 million for Marsabit alone, and reversing the trend, what is a new program that the ambassador is embarking for our county. Mr. Speaker, we are improving physical planning and management of our land resources. Haphazard settlement in urban areas is a notable characteristic in the entire county, posing a great challenge to the proper use and management of the land. Most settlements in urban areas were not planned in such a way that spaces for any development and public utilities can be designated. This phenomenon characterizes almost all existing and upcoming towns across Marsabit. To correct this mess as much as possible, we will continue to pursue rigorous physical planning of all towns in the county. In this regard, we have already reviewed physical development plans for 15 town centers and submitted all these plans to the Assembly for your consideration, which I know, and from experience in the normal characteristics of this Assembly, will be passed very soon. I am sure this Assembly has never disappointed, and it will not disappoint even in this sector. We have improved solid waste management in urban and trading centers. Currently, collection and management of solid waste is in place in 11 centers, that is Marsabit Town, Moyale, Sololo, Turbi, Dukana, Laisamis, Loglogo, Loyangalani, Maikona, North Hor, and Kalacha. We have installed 230 meters high floodlight masts in Saku CBD within Marsabit municipality. We have secured 3 ambulances from donors in the UK, which are currently on high seas on their way to Kenya. And Mr. Speaker, equally, from within the county, 4 new ambulances are in procurement stage, and before the end of May, these new ambulances will be in the county, totaling a total of 8 new ambulances. With the support of our development partners, we are setting up 10 mini grids in Kargi, in Gas, Gatap, Forole, El Lebor, Bori, Southhor, Bubisa, El Gade, and Dirdima. We have begun discussion with Kenjin to put up a wind power in Laisami's constituency. Honorable members, these are just but a few snapshots of the milestones we made over the last 18 months. For the other years, we had already enumerated, and we are all aware. But before I conclude, allow me, Mr. Speaker, to point out an issue of great concern. 2 weeks ago, Mr. Speaker, I appeared before the Senate to respond to audit queries raised by the Auditor General in 2020-2021 audit report. And this audit, which is a tradition in the country and which is not limited to Marsabit alone, but to all the counties in the country, Mr. Speaker. While the appearance before the Senate was a routine exercise, our interactions with the committee on this particular day did not proceed as it normally should, and our engagement ended inconclusively. We have made arrangements for another appearance before the committee, and matters for discussion will be left for that particular day. However, as I recognize and appreciate the Senate oversight role over our financial management and our duty to respond to issues raised by the Auditor General in their reports, Mr. Speaker, what worried me about the said summon was the manner in which it was commented upon and the adverse reporting by section of the media and the rest of the reactions from the county. Sensational claim was made both on mainstream and social media that Marsabit County lost Kenya shillings 8.2 billion in 2020-2021 financial year. Claim that was not only wild, but illogical, honorable members. Although I have not seen a member of this House celebrating the negative news spread about their governor, and of course for obvious reasons, I have also not seen anyone coming out to correct that misleading reporting, or in the very least to set the record straight. Matters of finances in this county, honorable members, are very much privy to your domain, and first and foremost, this assembly do understand that Kenya shillings 8.2 billion is more than the equitable share that we receive from the exchequer. It includes the donor funds that directly go into the county revenue fund and to the departments concerned for the programs approved by the donor. Secondly, the disbursement from the National Treasury to the counties are not done in lump sum. We receive our allocations monthly and never on time, as we all know. And even currently, we are behind by 3 months. Our February allocation, honorable members, was only released last week on Thursday. And this, the Office of the Clerk and the Finance Department are aware. Therefore, we are behind schedule by 3 months. And while claims have been made that 1 month's salary has not been paid, it is not 1 month, but 3 months delay because of delay from the exchequer. That record must be set straight. As I said, we received monthly allocation from the exchequer, which ranges between Kenya shillings 550 million to Kenya shillings 600 million every month. There was no single month when more has been disbursed to us. Out of the Kenya shillings 600 million, this assembly receives Kenya shillings 100 million, about 100 million every month to manage its programs. Our monthly wage bill stands at about 288 million, which must be paid before anything else, Mr. Speaker. Every month, our hospitals incur other costs besides the essential drugs that we receive from KEMSPA, whose payment must be done. We have a renal unit that costs us about Kenya shillings 12 million to run on monthly basis. The hospitals have monthly allocation for food ration, and each health facility in this county must buy reagents since we do not get them from KEMSA. Mr. Speaker, I have mentioned under education, the scholarship fund and the ECD learners feeding program. When combined, the scholarship program, the VCT running cost, and the feeding program cost us about 25 million monthly. The honorable members will bear me witness that since its inception, we have never failed to pay fees for our scholars, or failed to pay the VTCs, or failed to feed ECD learners. I have not spoken about utilities like electricity, water, internet services, fuel cost, ambulance maintenance, and other standing costs, without which no government can function. Honorable members, when all is said and done, what the county government of Marsabit is left with every month to meet development priorities comes down to only 100 million or less, or thereabout. I can understand people who make wild claims for the lack of in-depth understanding of how we operate, but I could not understand why some people who are vested with clear information about the true position of this matter were not able to, under the limelight, could not bring out the limelight the very wrong issues that people were claiming about. But no matter the amount of untruths that are made to spread, ultimately truth will catch up and prevail over the falsehood. As the former UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill once said, lies runs, but truth walks. So a lie can get halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to put on its shoes. I think I have said enough about this matter. Honorable Speaker, allow me to make a brief on our budgeting process and challenges we encounter every budgeting cycle. Whilst like every county government, we have always struggled with the pending bills. Every year, our budget is passed without the allocation for the pending bills adequately. The consequence is that we are always forced to do budgetary revisions to cater for pending bills, yet our resources basket remained as it was when the budget passed. We have been forced to suspend development programs, including the award allocation, to pay the pending bills. As an example, last year, this House scrutinized our pending bills and approved about 1.8 billion as legitimate claims, which were sent to us for payment. So far, I have been informed that about Kenya shillings 400 million has been paid. That is to say, our development budget plan for this year has suffered a reduction of Kenya shillings 400 million. It is time that we come together and see how best to address this thorny issue of pending bills, so that we conclude on this matter once and for all, Mr. Speaker. And on this, I beg for the support of the honorable members who have always been pointing out the necessity to clear with the pending bills. Honorable members, allow me to remind us once again that the people of Marsabit County have high expectations from us. They expect us to unite them and take them to a better future together. I am the governor of this county, and you are the people's representatives in assembly, because the people of Marsabit decided in their wisdom that we be so. We must roll up our sleeves and move our people towards prosperity. Being here as the members of this county assembly and leaders of this county is an opportunity. We must seize this opportunity to build a prosperous and zero-conflict Marsabit County. A Marsabit which no longer makes headlines on TVs and local FMs because of false claims, blames, and accusations among leaders, but rather with development for the county, cooperation between leaders, and success stories for all. Let it be our endeavor that this government and this county assembly will make a difference for the people we serve. Let me take finally this opportunity to thank Mr. Speaker and the honorable members of this great house for all the support and cooperation we have been given as a government over the years. I rely on your continued support so that we can accomplish the remaining tasks ahead. May God bless you all. May God bless Marsabit County. Thank you very much indeed for listening to me.